Hey everybody, it's 9 o'clock and 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. We are on Friday of the 11th week in Ordinary Time. Our text is taken from Matthew chapter 6 verse 19 to 23. I've entitled today's teaching, If You Are Blessed, Do Not Be Obsessed. So let's see chapter 6 verse 19 to 23. Do not store up treasures for yourself, treasures on earth where moth and rust consume and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? No one can serve two masters, for a slave will either hate the one and love the other, or be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and wealth. The Gospel of the Lord. Now, the truth is oozing out in today's teaching. Its clear focus is on the influence that wealth has on our lives. You know, I can see that many Christians may want to gloss over this teaching because it runs contrary to the grain of this world. Now, Christianity, my dear friends, is often portrayed as a religion that kills joy. That, of course, is a lie that the secular world loves to portray. The world of today promotes joy as glamour, or joy as being wealthy, or joy as having the world at your fingertips. And while these may bring you happiness, joy is something that has a permanent effect. You know, the teaching on wealth is not some damper. Rather, it seeks to bring a sense of trust in God, trust that He will provide for our need and not for our greed. Let me give you an example. You know, if today on television it was announced that next month, biscuits and tea will be off the racks in the market, I think we'll be buying all the biscuits and tea we can. We accumulate because we lack trust. We end up hoarding because we are afraid of an unknown future. You know, very often we speak of keeping something for a rainy day, yet often it is not something that we are saving for a rainy day, but we set aside many somethings, and finally when we do go looking for it on that rainy day, we can't seem to find it. You know, this desire to hoard has increased with the insecurity that surrounds us. For example, medical care has gone through the roof. It makes us insecure. We want to store money for our future medical needs. People are insecure because children abandon their parents. People are insecure because banks collapse around us. Our world has become so insecure. So most of us who profess the faith really do not fall into that super rich man image that this text builds up in our head, but we do fall in the trap of hoarding little things because we do not trust that Jesus will provide for us in our needs sufficiently. You know, the text of today, my dear friends, also focuses on where our heart really resides. You know, Jesus says, no one can serve two masters, for a slave will either hate one and love the other. Now, in order to understand this text better, we need to understand what the Bible means when it uses the word hate, as in hate one and love the other. Now, if you remember, in another text, Jesus speaks of hating father and mother for the sake of the gospel and for His sake. Now, the understanding of hate translates as to love less. So what Jesus is saying, that when you serve money, you love it more than you love Him. You love Jesus less because you love your money more. We are called to love God with all our heart, with all our strength, and with all our might. As Christians who seek to be rich, there could be a danger that we begin to love the creature more than we love the Creator. So let us be clear of one thing. The Bible does not condemn wealth per se. It condemns the love of wealth. It says very clearly, money is not the root of all evil, but the love of money is. The church does not make starvation of the poor a virtue, and that would be a very foolish thing to do. But the church teaches that those who are blessed with wealth must not be obsessed with their wealth. Now, sandwiched in this teaching is verses 22 onwards. So, sandwiched in this teaching is another one of the teachings that focuses on the purity of the soul. It is a call and a challenge to strive for holiness in all that we do and see. You know, we live in a world, my dear friends, where visuals are created to dazzle and to distract us. You know, our eyes have to be trained to turn away from that which could invite darkness into our souls. It is through the eyes, says Jesus, that sin enters the mind and the soul. And no wonder Jesus was so emphatic when he said, if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. You know, the teachings of our Lord in the Sermon on the Mount are demanding. Reading this sermon reminds us what we as disciples are called to. We may fail the Lord, but our failings cannot be the last word. It is His love that raises us up. So if today your heart has turned towards wealth and glamour, and your eyes have been drawn to lustful things, turn to the Lord, trusting in His mercy that He will bring you back to all that is good. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow is a great feast, a great solemnity of John the Baptist. Bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow.